So, Jonny, I know that one objection people sometimes raise to Christianity is, you Christians are just so confident. You think you know absolutely everything, and that sort of almost certainty just puts some people off. Is it true that you have to be 100% certain to be a Christian with no room for doubt at all?
Well, I think maybe sadly for some Christians they feel that way. There was two strong figures in my life growing up. One was inside the family, one was outside. Loved and respected them equally though. One was my mum, and my mum was great, very conversational. She used to, we would be driving a lot, and usually when she was taking me places, we'd end up in deep conversations. But with this other person, I really respected this person, but I felt I could never question them. As in, like, it's their way or the highway. And what I found is I often projected that then onto God, as if, you can't question God. But yet for my mum, I can remember sometimes in the car and we'd be driving, and like I was a teenager, and I was kind of growing in my faith, but certainly had massive questions. And I remember at one point just being like, Mum, is the Bible really for real? Like, is it not just one massive story? And I just remember my mum's response being so neutralizing. She wasn't like, Jonny, would you come on? Like, how much have I taught you? How much have I showed you? I just loved her patience. I loved her kindness in that moment. She was willing to accept my doubt for what it was. And for the rest of the conversation, we just chatted about it. She just allowed me to be me. And so I do have a strong faith today. I'm not ashamed of that. I certainly trust in a good God, but I have questions. And I think even if you're to look at the Gospels, right, and you're to look at some like the key figures, like let's take Peter for example, right, as if Peter is a classic example of someone who at times failed, and that was okay. Like say denying even knowing that he was friends with Jesus on the day that Jesus was crucified, and yet Jesus was kind to him. Or you think of Thomas, the disciple, after Jesus had been resurrected. Thomas's friends, they come up and they talk to him like, Jesus is risen again. And Thomas is like, I can't believe it. I won't believe it until I see him. And so there's doubt there in Thomas. And when Jesus comes and meets with Thomas, he doesn't give out to him. And you'd expect him to. You'd be like, come on, Thomas. After all we've been through, would you not have believed your friends? But yet Jesus reveals the wounds that's in his hands. He reveals the wound that's in his scar. And he's like, I'm allowing you to see this for yourself, to restore your faith. There's kindness there. There's kindness in the face of doubt. And so I would say that being a Christian, it's not easy. Although it is the best thing that I have, but I would say that I definitely am not going to be putting up my hand and saying that I have all the answers, because it's just not that simple. And I would also encourage anyone who's watching this video that regardless the question that you may have or the critique that you may have, just be completely 100% honest with God. He can take anything. One of the mentors in my own life once told me that if you can't be your true self in front of God, then what's the point? Like, if God is the all-knowing, then he knows you for who you are. He knows your best parts, but he knows your worst parts, and he loves you still. Be real, be honest. He can take it. He's big enough. And that's what I would encourage people. Whatever it is, the question, the doubt, be honest, be real, and God is big enough to deal with it.